Today is my 41st birthday, and I want to share 41 truths I have learned from stepping into my 40s that hit differently once you have lived a little. If you are in your 40s, watch this. If you are younger, take notes, because these will matter sooner than you think. Number 1. Life's real luxuries aren't things you can buy. The older you get, the more you realize that life's real luxuries is having time. Not just to get things done and exist, but to actually live and enjoy this one life we have. It's waking up in a healthy body. It's being able to say no without guilt. It's inner peace, a solid night's sleep, and a home filled with love, laughter, and appreciation. The most valuable things in life are not the ones that impress others. They're the ones that restore and energize you. And talking of energy, number 2, you have 1,000 problems until you have a health problem. Then you only have one. Everything else fades into the background when your body breaks down. That's why health isn't a nice to have. It's the foundation. Ignore it and the costs will be steep. Do not let illness make you realize the value of health. Your health is the greatest wealth. Without it, nothing else matters. And this leads nicely onto number 3. Move your body every single day. If you want to stack the odds in favor of a long and healthy life, then daily movement is a non-negotiable. Health isn't guaranteed, but daily movement dramatically increases your chances of living well, not just long. And it doesn't have to be extreme. A brisk walk, some stretching, a short workout. What matters is consistency. Think of movement like brushing your teeth. It's a daily act of maintenance. Skip it too often and the damage becomes visible. Number 4, decide what kind of 80-year-old you want to be. There are 2 types of 80-year-olds, those dependent on others for basic living and those living life on their own terms, still driving, still walking, and still independent. Which type do you want to be? Every choice in your 40s is casting a vote for the type you will become, and you will make better choices today when you believe the following. Number 5, your best years are still ahead of you. Many people's greatest contributions and success came after 40, so don't believe the lie that it is too late. No one is too old to grow, to learn, and to begin again. What holds us back isn't time, it is the belief that we've run out of it. So if something is calling out to you, build it. If a life is waiting to be lived, step into it with courage. Number 6, your energy is your greatest currency. By the time you reach 40, you begin to understand that time management isn't the ultimate key to success. Energy management is. You can have 10 free hours in your day, but if your energy is drained, those hours are useless. Protecting your energy means saying no to things that look good, but don't feel right or aligned with your values. It means noticing which people and activities fuel you and which ones drain you. Number 7, love is everywhere if you're paying attention. We talk about love like it only lives in grand gestures or in finding the one, but love is everywhere if you pay attention. It's in the smell of your favorite places, strung between the laughter you share with friends, and tucked into the quiet moments where someone makes you feel seen. Love is not only a partner's hand to hold, it's in how you show up for yourself when life gets hard. It's in falling in love with the messiness of becoming, and in forgiving your mistakes. Love isn't scarce, it's abundant. It's woven into ordinary days, waiting for you to notice it. Number 8, nurture your friendships. In your 20s, friends just happen. In your 40s, friendships only survive if you nurture them. The Harvard study of adult development, the longest happiness study ever, found that close relationships are the best predictor of health and fulfillment. And connection matters more the older you get. A friend who makes you laugh literally strengthens your immune system. So make time today to call a friend. Drop them a text to see how they are, or stop by for a visit. Number 9, family isn't forever. If your parents are still alive in your 40s, you may only have 15 or 20 more Christmases left with them. That number is terrifyingly small. Bronnie Ware, a palliative care nurse, recorded the top regrets of the dying, and one of the most painful was, "I wish I spent more time with the people I loved." Don't let that be you. Call your parents, visit them, and record videos with them. One day, you will ache for just one more conversation. Number 10, children don't want your time as much as they want your energy and presence. Scrolling on your phone next to them doesn't count. My daughter once told me her favorite activity wasn't shopping for toys or eating out for a treat. She said, spending time with mum and dad. That's the lesson. Children won't remember the toys you bought or the food they ate. They'll remember whether you looked them in the eye and actually listened. Wherever you are, be there. Because childhood passes by in the blink of an eye. Don't miss it. Number 11, midlife isn't a crisis. It's a checkpoint. Midlife doesn't have to be a crisis. It can be a time to recalibrate. Think of it like half time. The scoreboard is set for the first half, but the second half is still up for grabs. This is your locker room moment. Adjust the game plan and switch strategies if needed, because the second half can be the best half, only if you choose it to be. Number 12. What once broke you was the very thing that built you. Sometimes the best thing that ever happens to you is the thing that didn't work out. At the time it feels like failure, but often it's redirection. We rarely see it in the moment, but rejection can be a form of guidance. The failure that taught you resilience, the heartbreak that taught you self-worth, and the redirection that led you to the path you were always meant to walk. Number 13. Plan like an adult, dream like a child. Adulthood teaches us to be practical. Mortgages, careers, responsibilities. Childhood teaches us to imagine without limits. And in your 40s and beyond, you need both. Too much planning without dreaming leads to a safe but suffocating life. Too much dreaming without planning leads to chaos. The magic is in the balance. Map your finances, your health and your goals like an adult, but allow yourself to wander, to play, and to imagine outrageous possibilities like a child. It's this blend that creates a future that is not only stable, but also exciting. And this leads nicely onto number 14. Consult your past and future selves. Your younger self reminds you just how magical it is just to be alive. They will tell you to play more, laugh more, and dream bigger. Your older self reminds you what truly matters in the long term. They will tell you to cherish loved ones, live with kindness, and choose courage. When in doubt, ask, what would younger me cheer for? And what would older me thank me for? Number 15. Be willing to look foolish. In Japan, there's a practice called shoshin, beginner's mind. Children learn quickly not because they're smarter, but because they are unafraid of looking silly. Most adults stop learning not because they can't, but because they won't risk embarrassment. Imagine what you would attempt if you were willing to look stupid for 6 months. Number 16. Life begins at 40. There's a reason people say life begins at 40. By this age, you've collected enough lessons, scars, and perspectives to see what really matters, and you still have plenty of time to do something about it. The pressure to prove yourself fades, and the desire to live authentically grows. Number 17. Rest is not laziness. You can't keep pouring from a well you never stop to refill. Work and rest are partners of the same team. So if you're tired, don't quit. Pause, reset, and then return stronger than before. In a culture that glorifies hustle, rest can feel like weakness, but by 40, you've seen the cost of burnout. Rest isn't laziness, it's recovery. Without it, your work, relationships, and creativity suffer. So prioritize rest as an essential part of your daily rhythm. Number 18, silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. Embrace the power of stillness, because it is in this space where we give our innate wisdom a voice, allow our creativity to blossom, and experience an awakening of clarity. And the quieter you become, the more you are able to hear. Number 19, simplify everything. Complexity is seductive. It makes us feel important, but simplicity is what frees us. Declutter your home, simplify your wardrobe, delete half the apps on your phone, and trim your calendar, because a cluttered life creates a cluttered mind. And here's the irony. When you simplify, you don't lose, you gain focus, clarity, and breathing space. Number 20, stop outsourcing your happiness to someday. I'll be happy when I get promoted. I'll relax when I retire. I'll travel when the kids are older. This is how entire decades slip through your fingers. Psychologists call this the arrival fallacy, the belief that happiness is waiting at the next milestone. But research shows we adapt shockingly fast to achievements. That promotion you dream about, the emotional high lasts weeks at best. Happiness isn't found at the finish line. It is in how you run today's lap. So learn to love the process, not the prize. Number 21, balance savoring life with making an impact. We want to slow down and enjoy life's simple moments, but we also feel the urgency of time to do meaningful work. The key is not choosing one over the other, but weaving both together. Take long walks with your partner, savor coffee with no agenda, laugh with your kids, and then channel that joy into the work you do, work that is purposeful and impactful. Social media consultant Charles Miller describes this balance beautifully when he says, spend a handful of hours a day going fast, crush a gym session, do deep work on a project you care about, spend the rest of the day going slow, take walks, read books, get a long dinner with friends. Either way, avoid the anxious middle, where you never truly relax or truly move forward. Number 22, pain plus reflection equals progress. Pain by itself doesn't guarantee growth. It just hurts. But pain paired with reflection, that's when progress is made. When you pause to ask, What is this trying to teach me? Instead of just why me, pain transforms. That reflection turns wounds into lessons, mistakes into teachers, and endings into beginnings. Number 23. Children follow your example, not your words. Kids are watching you closer than you realize. They rarely do what you tell them, but they almost always do what you show them. The real curriculum of childhood is your behavior, which means one of the greatest gifts you can give your children is to live the example you want them to inherit. Show them what healthy looks like, demonstrate what personal growth means, and act like the human you would want them to be when they grow up. Number 24. Make better than yesterday your baseline goal. Big goals can feel overwhelming, but one simple target never fails. Be just a little better than who you were yesterday. These tiny wins compound in ways that feel invisible at first, but over time, they create transformation. So focus on outdoing your past self and you will flourish. Number 25. You're rewarded for impact, not intention. The world doesn't reward you for what you think, dream, or plan. It rewards you for the actions you take and the risks you're willing to lean into. Quiet ideas in your head don't change the world. Putting them into motion does. Because impact comes from showing up, creating, serving, and sharing. Number 26. Happiness is an attitude, not a circumstance. By now you know that external milestones, the new house, the promotion, the raise, only bring fleeting moments of joy. What lasts is the lens you see life through. Two people can face the same situation. One complains, the other gives thanks. The difference isn't the event, it's the attitude. And the older you get, the clearer it becomes. Happiness is less about what happens to you and more about how you choose to respond to it. This leads nicely on to number 27. You can't complain your way into a better future. Every minute spent complaining is a minute stolen from actually changing anything. And the more you complain, the more powerless you feel, because what you focus on expands. Focus on problems and you'll find more problems. Focus on possibilities and you will find a way forward. The people who build meaningful lives aren't the ones who never face challenges. They're the ones who refuse to stay stuck in the cycle of blaming and criticizing. They redirect their energy into solutions, growth, and action. Number 28. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. When you practice gratitude, you stop seeing life through a lens of lack and start seeing it through a lens of abundance. Gratitude turns a simple meal into a feast, a house into a home, and a stranger into a friend. It multiplies joy because it teaches you to notice what's already good instead of endlessly chasing more. Without gratitude, nothing is ever enough. With it, life suddenly feels fuller, richer, and more meaningful. Number 29. The root of unhappiness is avoiding responsibility. If there's one pattern I've seen over and over, it's this. People who refuse to take responsibility for their lives rarely find lasting happiness. Truth is, the moment you take full ownership of your life is the moment things begin to change. An extraordinary life doesn't happen by accident. Deliberate, intentional living is the only way to get there. Number 30. You can't thrive alone. The older you get, the more you realize that independence is only half the story. The other half is belonging. We're wired to be part of something bigger than ourselves. A circle of friends, a neighborhood, or a group that shares your values and ambitions. Community keeps you grounded, supported, and alive. Studies of the world's longest lived populations show this again and again. People who live the longest are surrounded by strong social ties. A good community reminds you that you're not alone, gives you people to grow with, and helps carry you when life gets heavy. Number 31. Every season you go through is a classroom. The joyful ones remind you how to receive. The painful ones teach you how to let go. And the slow ones show you the value of patience. Life is always trying to teach you something, but most of us are too busy judging the season to learn from it. Number 32. Nothing is a coincidence and everything is connected. There are no accidents in who we meet. Some people come into your life to challenge you, some to remind you of who you are and inspire you, some to help you heal, and some to show you the kind of love you never believed was possible. We often think of encounters as random, a chance meeting, a passing conversation, or an appearance on your newsfeed. But what if none of it is random? Truth is, there are no coincidences. Every person shows up for a reason and a purpose, even if you don't fully understand what that is until much later. Number 33. When you outgrow who you used to be, not everyone would cheer. Some would question you, some would criticize you, and some would drift away because your growth confronts their decision not to. Your courage is holding up a mirror, and not everyone is ready to see their reflection. Growth doesn't just stretch your life, it shrinks your circle. And you are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to become someone you understand more deeply each day. Number 34. The secret to success is giving. We grow up thinking success is about what we get. Money, recognition, status. But the older you get, the more you see that true success comes from what you give. Giving your time, your knowledge, your kindness, your energy. The most fulfilled people aren't the biggest takers, but the most generous givers. Your value is determined by how much more you have given to the world than you have taken from it. So add value to people's lives each day, however small, and watch your life transform. Number 35. Never stop learning. In your 40s, it's easy to think you figured life out, but the world is changing faster than ever. Making time each day to feed your mind, whether through reading, podcasts, courses, or conversations with people smarter than you, keeps you sharp and adaptable. And there is this 100-hour rule, which states that if you spend 100 hours a year in deepening your knowledge in your chosen discipline, which is just 18 minutes a day, you will be better than 95% of the world in that discipline. So what will you spend your 18 minutes today learning about? Number 36. Skill stacking makes you adaptable and unique. You don't need to be the absolute best in the world at one thing. What sets you apart is the unique blend of skills you bring together. This is the power of skill stacking. It makes you adaptable in uncertain times and allows you to express yourself in ways no one else can copy. And the more diverse but complementary your skills, the more valuable and resilient you become. Number 37. Half of wisdom is unlearning. We often think getting wiser means adding more, but half of wisdom is actually subtraction. It's unlearning the habits, beliefs, and assumptions that no longer serve you. The stories you picked up in childhood, the rules society told you to follow, the patterns you've outgrown. Letting go of them creates space for something better. Number 38. Don't take advice from spectators. Everyone has an opinion about your life, but not everyone's opinion deserves your attention. Be careful about taking advice from people who have never done what you're trying to do, or who have no skin in the game. It's easy to talk from the sidelines. It's much harder to step into the arena, risk failure, and actually build something. If you wouldn't trade places with someone, don't take their advice as gospel. Seek guidance instead from people who have walked the path, paid the price, and earned the scars. They may not tell you what you want to hear, but they will tell you what you need to hear. Number 39. There is no hero's journey without the unknown. Every great story, from ancient myths to modern films, follow the same pattern. The hero leaves the familiar and steps into the unknown. That's where the tests, trails, and transformation happen. Life is no different. If you want growth, you can't cling to certainty. You must walk into unfamiliar territory, not knowing if you will succeed, but trusting that you will adapt. The unknown is uncomfortable, but it's also where your courage is revealed and your potential discovered. Number 40. One focused year can change everything. Your entire life can look different 12 months from now if you commit to locking in and cutting out distractions. Most people spread their energy across a dozen things and wonder why nothing moves. But when you direct your focus like a laser, everything accelerates. 1 year of disciplined effort on your health, your career, your business, your relationships can put you ahead of the decade you lost to procrastination and indecision. Protect your focus, and a single year can change the entire story of your life. And finally, one of my favorite lessons, number 41. If you want what few people have, do what few people do. The uncomfortable truth is that most people settle. They choose comfort over growth, distraction over discipline, and excuses over responsibility. That's why most people live average lives. If you want to experience something different, stronger health, deeper relationships, or meaningful success, then you must be willing to step away from the herd. Say no when others say yes. Invest when others spend. Train when others quit. Do what feels uncommon. Because the life you want isn't found in the crowd. It's waiting where few are willing to go. And with commitment, consistency, persistence, and patience, anything becomes possible. My hope today is that these lessons serve you in your 40s and beyond. And if one of these hit hard for you, let me know which in the comments below. In the meantime, subscribe for more content like this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.